It's your boy Anthony, aka Maestro. What's good? This is season 1, episode 1. This is the PK Delight. No, it is not a dessert. No, it is not a snack. No, it is not a gumdrop. This is PK Delight.
Welcome to the PK Delight.
Man, say, bro, is this over with yet? Is it over with yet? These are not real glasses. I just thought I'd let y'all know these are not real. These. I am Can we go ahead and end this? This is crazy. Okay, all right. Hey, oh, didn't see you there. And this is episode 1, season 1 of PK Delight. What's up, YouTube? This your boy Anthony, aka Maestro, and this is season 1, episode 1 of PK Delight. No, this is not a dessert. It is not a candy bar. This is the PK Delight. You'll have to excuse me because I'm silly. So I guess I need to tell you a little bit about what this whole podcast is about. This podcast is spawned for, I guess, for everybody. It's focused around me and my stories, but I want this to be for everybody. Like, I called it the PK to the PK. So this podcast is about a lot of things. First of all, it's called the PK Delight. PK stands for Preacher's Kid or Pastor's Kid, and I am a PK. So this will be centered around stories from a PK perspective, but this is going to be universal because I'm going to touch so many topics, so many subjects, so many issues. I'm going to hit controversy. I'm going to hit home. I'm going to hit work. I'm going to hit the world vision. Like, I'm going to talk about everything. And it is my goal to have people come in and talk with me so that we can get to the root of things. I want to solve issues. I want to talk about stuff that goes on in ministry and church, outside of church, what's expected, what's not expected. I want to get to the nitty gritty. So in this podcast, we just going to talk. Like, I'm going to answer questions. I'm going to give y'all questions. But feel free to, like, subscribe, hit that bell. Ding, ding. So feel free to hit that bell so that you'll be notified every single time I post a video, all right? And so I'm going to let y'all know off the top, off the rip, my videos are not going to be very, very long. So I want you to listen to everything that we talk about, all right? So this is season 1, episode 1. We about to get it cracking. What's up? What's up? What's good? I know everybody's quarantined. Well, let's be real. People are partying, they're going to bars, they're going to clubs. Like, what? We should still be quarantining as much as we can. So I want to tell everybody, look, COVID is real. People are getting it. I know people who have had it. I know people who have died. Like, it's for real. So take COVID seriously. Like, I don't want anybody to be sick out there. So take care of yourself. Take care of your mind. Take care of your body, your spirit. Boom. So a little bit about me. I was born on Pride Rock. Okay, anyway, whatever. So anyway. All right, so forget all that. A little bit about me. So I was born and raised in a little village. I'm kidding. I was born and raised in a town, in a city called Vicksburg, Mississippi. I am from Mississippi. It's Mississippi, M-I, crooked letter, I, crooked letter, I, humpback, I, It's Mississippi. Hey. So, but I have lived in Atlanta. ATL shouted. I have lived in Atlanta since 2016. And I love Atlanta, but I am a country boy. Like, people in Atlanta don't really understand the concept of being from the country, because although this is country, this is not the dirty South. Mississippi is the dirty South. That is country. Like, when you drive and you see cotton and cornfields everywhere, and you see deer running into your car in slow motion, yes, you are from the country. So I am from Mississippi, and I'm proud of it, yo. Vicksburg, Mississippi. Shout out to the Delta. Shout out to Jackson, Mississippi. Shout out to the coast. Shout out to South Haven. Shout out all the way to the east, to the Mississippi State. Hey, Hell State, Hell State. And shout out to Ole Miss, of course. Anyway, but yeah, shout out to my historic black colleges like Alcorn, Jackson State, Tougaloo. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me stop naming places because somebody gonna be mad at me because I'm gonna miss something. All right, so I'm from Vicksburg, Mississippi. I have a beautiful 5-year-old daughter who is my little twin, and she I think she's been here before. She's very intelligent, and you just have to watch yourself. But she is definitely the light of my life, for real. So Mississippi is a great state. We're good people. We're family oriented. We down to earth. I was born and raised in Vicksburg. And I love it. It's calm, quiet, peaceful. Most everybody knows everybody. If you don't know everybody, then some of your people know somebody else's people who know they people and they cousin, and you might find out that you got more cousins than you thought you had. So whatever, that is Mississippi for you. And so I am shout out to my sister. I am the oldest of one sibling. Should you say the oldest of one sibling, or should you say the oldest of two? I don't know. I guess you should say the oldest of two. Whatever. I am the oldest. Whatever. So I have a little sister. Shout out to Ann. Shout out. You know what? I can't keep shouting people out because it's so many people in my family. My family is huge, yo. Like, when I say big, my family is huge. There are factions and different sides to my family. So shout out to everybody in my family. If you my cousin, my aunt, my whatever, you shout out to you. Shout out to my mama. What up, ma? What up, ma? What up, ma? Mama, mum. FYI, my mother is the pastor / preacher for me. So that is my that is which gives me my PK diploma. Okay, anyway, so I was born and raised in Vicksburg, Mississippi. Grew up in the 90s. So born in the 80s, but grew up in the 90s. Hey, best R&B, best hip hop, best everything. Everything was good. Life was good. Went to Vicksburg High School. Went to Vicksburg Junior High School. Went to Beaumar Element. Shout out to Beaumar Elementary Magnet School. I'm sorry if you didn't go to Beaumar. You just, you know what I'm saying. You know, I don't want to disrespect nobody, but I had the best teachers. Vicksburg Junior High, Vicksburg High School, the best time. Yo, like this. Growing up in Mississippi was everything. Like, I played outside. I caught turtles and lizards, rode my bike. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it was chill, you know? So, small beginnings. Despise not the day of small beginnings, all right? Because small beginnings humble you. Being from a place like Vicksburg, Mississippi will teach you a lot of things. It'll teach you how to treat people. It'll teach you how to be humble and to be grateful for what you have. And it'll also teach you to be successful, because you don't want to be in a place where you're stagnant, where you just used to the same old. And a lot of people where I'm from are in a cycle. They're used to the same old thing. And I mean, that's okay. But when you want more and you want to do more, you want to be better, then you kind of look towards the hills, you know, to try to become a little bit better. But also, people who make it out of Vicksburg shout out to the ones who give back. I could name drop a lot of people, but I'm not because I'm gonna miss some people. But I want to say shout out to those people who are from Vicksburg and who decided that they wanted to give back. So thank you for giving back to your city and to your state. It's important. Ding. I think we need like a ding there, like when I put my thumbs up, like ding, ding, ding. Okay, anyway, so that's where I'm from. Grew up, born in the 80s, grew up in the 90s. Average kid, didn't get in much trouble. Just chilling. Ain't from the hood. Definitely not from the suburbs. But mama always provided. I never wanted for anything. I had everything I needed. Didn't have the finest things in life, but I had everything I needed. The love from my family is strategic. Like every family has people in their family who are, okay, let's just be real. Everybody got crazy people, drunk people, crackheads. Like everybody got this in their family. But shout out to my family because overall, like regardless of what was in my family, like my family is awesome. Like, and that includes and included all the crackheads, all the drunk folks, all the folks who like to fight. Shout out to everybody. You need those people in your family. You learn a lot from everybody, and you don't want to just be one way. So it's very important, and I think we could take that example and go biblical with it because even Jesus had a diverse group in his circle. Out of 12 disciples, you had liars, you had people who were quick to fight, you had people who were quick to cuss. I mean, you gotta have diversity in your circle. Everybody in your circle can't be the same way. So shout out to my family. Shout out to all the families. Like I had a really good upbringing. I learned a lot. A lot of stuff I had to get out and learn on my own. I had to get out there and get it. It's a lot of stuff you don't have access to in Mississippi. It's a lot of places that you don't see. So when I moved to Atlanta, it was like a shock. Like Mississippi overall is very racist. And I mean like KKK still out. People still getting lynched from time to time, racist. Like this is the white side, this is the black side type of racist. But moving to Atlanta, there's every race you can think of. Races that I didn't even know, like, and everybody congeals together. And for the most part, everybody gets along. It's so much to do. Like in Mississippi, you'll be bored out your mind. So you have to find something to do. So it comes with the territory. It is what it is. Like, what can I say? Well, whatever. That's a little bit about me. I don't want to talk too much about me right now. Every segment, I'm going to try to give you a story about me and my upbringing, and some of the stuff I've seen, some of the stuff I went through, so that you can kind of get a firm grasp of it. So, but I'm not going to bore you with all of that. This is my introduction podcast. Like, this is like the primordial soup. Like, this is day one, A1. Like, this is like introducing y'all to the podcast. So I want to touch on PKs for a second, because being a PK is very difficult. It's not something that you wish for, not something that you had a choice in. Like, you were either born a PK or you're not. And let me just clarify. Being a PK does not always mean that your mother or your father is a preacher or a pastor. It could be your grandmother or your granddaddy that's a preacher or a pastor, and it just could be whoever is your legal guardian or who raised you up. So it doesn't have to be necessarily that, because there are several PKs who it comes from their grandmother or granddaddy, or comes from their aunt or their uncle who raised them. So you would be classified as a PK. Maybe not like, like the difference between first cousin and second cousin. Yeah, you might be like second cousin kind of PK, whatever. Anyway, so So anyway, so let me just talk about being a PK for a second. Like, a lot of people don't understand. The first thing I want to tell you is being a PK, you're going to experience pressure. Like, pressure that you ain't never felt before. Like, you are pressured to be the best version of you. Like, whoever your parent or guardian, whoever is the preacher or the pastor in your home, they want you to be the best version of you. They want you to 9 times out of 10 be like them, follow in their footsteps, learn the word of God, be able to articulate it, and they want you in service. Now, let me tell you something about the South. People from the South go to church, yo. Like, you could be a head buster, you could be a murderer, a rapist, you could be violent to the 10th power, you could be a dope boy, a dope girl, you could be prostituting in the streets. Come Sunday morning, a lot of 9 times out of 10, you're gonna probably be in church somewhere, and that's just the way of the South. We were raised to go to church. Like, we go to church. Like, that's just something we do. And whether you listen or pay attention or it actually penetrates you, it's still in there somewhere. Like, if you grew up in church, it's still gonna be in the back of your mind somewhere. So the pressure that a preacher's kid feels is overwhelming, and you want to make your parent or whoever happy, so you don't want to mess up too much, but at the same time you're growing up and you're young and you want to experience life, but your parent or is whoever, your mama, your daddy, or whatever, they're telling you this is the word, this is how we do, like, follow suit. And it's kind of like, I'm trying, but I might mess up a little bit. But a lot of times that's not respected and it's frowned upon. So you got pressure to do the right thing, to say the right thing, to go to right places and make the right decisions. And when you're growing up and you're young, it's a little bit easier because you don't really have a choice in the matter. When you're a certain age, like, if they say it's time to go to church, it's time to go to church. You're going to church. Like, you forget about it. You're going to church. Whether you're kicking or screaming, you're going to church. So you're going to church. But, like, once you hit high school, it's a different story. Like, you start feeling things and experiencing things that you never felt before. So it's you got the peer pressure, then you got the at-home pressure, and a lot of times, you know, if when your friends find out you a PK, they gonna clown you because you in church all the time. You might be one of the ones singing, playing an instrument, running down the aisle, falling out, or you could just be one of the ones who well versed in the Bible and you articulate so well, and now they look at you like a teacher's pet, kind of like. So it's a lot of things that come along with it. A lot of people can't really take that pressure, so that's the reason why you see a lot of PKs who leave church, never come back, leave under the covering of their parents, go to another church, or you see them change their lifestyle completely, or you see them you see them involved in activities that you never thought a PK would be involved in. It's because of the pressure. Like, pressure busts pipes. So it's like when you can't cope with it, it gives you anxiety. You could have depression. You could be angry. You could be, you just never know. Like, it could do things to you. So the thing is, like, a lot of people don't prepare you for that pressure. Like, the pressure of being a PK is something that you need to be trained and groomed into. Maybe your parent can't do it for you, but you need somebody in your life who can groom you to handle this pressure, to be able to respond to it effectively. Because it's kind of like going through a tough situation and then now you got the bottle in your hand, because it's a temporary fix. It's a Band-Aid. It'll help alleviate the problem for a little while. So it's kind of like that with being a PK. Sometimes you just want to break from the pressure. of having to go to church and be viewed as this kind of person and be this and see that and have everybody talk holy, and sometimes you just want to be normal, so it's a lot of pressure. Another thing I wrote down is that people treat you different when you a PK. People don't cuss around you no more. People don't want to talk about, if you a man or they don't want to talk about the women around you that much. If you a woman, they don't want to talk about the dudes around you that much. They don't want to talk about themselves and their activities that much because they're a little intimidated, and sometimes they're a little afraid of you because they don't want you to judge them. There's a stigma out here that PKs are very judgy, but we are not. Y'all wouldn't begin to understand what we go through. We don't judge. So the things we've seen and we've experienced, we're the last person to judge you. So that is something that you got to be prepared for, because that also could bring pressure. When people start treating you differently just because you a PK, like, you start to want to rebel intentionally, because it's kind of like, I want to prove to you that I'm like you. I want to prove to you that I'm not a goody two shoes, that I'm not, that I don't know how to, that I'm not this kind of, that whatever, that you can trust me, like I'm just like you. But the actual truth is, you're not just like them. I mean, you're a PK. You're not just like them, but you're a human being too. And you're entitled to be in that circle if so be it. If Jesus can sit at meat with the sinners, and then, hey, why can't you? So everybody is human. So we're human beings. We should be allowed to be in social circles, but don't forget your training. If you a PK, be who you are. Don't try to act like somebody else just because you want them to accept you. Because I guarantee you, if you a PK, they gonna respect you. And sometimes it's just a form of respect. They don't want to cuss or act a fool around you or talk about stuff around you because they respect you. Let them respect you if they want to respect you. But if you want to tell them, hey, you could be comfortable around me, you go ahead and be yourself, then that's your choice. But don't you get out of character. Just because you a PK, don't you get out of character just to try to get some acceptance. Bruh. Be yourself. So also something else I wrote down is, you can't get too close to everybody. When you a PK, there are a lot of people who try to get close to you intentionally. They want to they want to inroad, I guess you could say, to whoever is the preacher in your family. They want to inroad to their life. They might want to inroad to what really goes on at the church, or what business you might know that they don't know, or it could be a lot of different reasons that they might want to inroad. But also, there are some people who are genuine, but you still don't want to reveal too much. And this brings me to another point. What happens at home stays at home. If you a PK and your mama or your daddy is a pastor or a preacher, you don't need to be telling the congregation what goes on in your home. Maybe pastor cussed last night. You don't need to be telling nobody that pastor said a few cuss words last night, because they might not be able to handle that too well. Contrary to popular belief, your preachers and your pastors are human too. Now, are they supposed to be acting a fool? Absolutely not. Are they supposed to be doing some of the things that people out here do? No, absolutely not. But let me tell you, they human too. You like ice cream, they like ice cream too. You like fried chicken, they like fried chicken too. So I'm just saying that to say they human too. So don't be so quick to judge. Your leader's home is sacred. PKs, keep your leader's home sacred. What happens is just like Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. And if they decide to tell you some things, then you keep that confidential. Nobody should ever be sharing business about anyone. And if you hear something about somebody that's bad, you should be the first one to pray or to try to be a help to them. Not to be like, bruh, have you heard that such and so got pregnant? Why are we like this? I just don't understand. So, like, keep the family business in-house, okay? People don't need to know what goes on in the pastors' or the preachers' homes. People don't need to know that. That's private. Just like we don't need to know what goes on in anybody else's home. What happens in your home stays in your home. That's your personal business. We don't need to know. All right. Last thing I'll tell you is everyone is watching you. Like, you are the new TV. When you are a PK, you become TV. Everybody's watching you like a sitcom. They want to see what's going to happen next. Every time you mess up, they keep a tally. Every time you do something wrong, they keep a tally. Every time you do something right, they keep a tally. So they want to know you. They want to know what makes you tick. They want to know if you're for real. They want to know if you're honest, if you're walking what you're talking, walking like I talk. They want to know if you're walking what you're talking. They want to know what goes on in your life, what you do outside of church. They want to know who you are. You are stage center. You are on the platform. So any mistake you make, it will be magnified times 10. And I'm just going to tell you, like, it does not matter what people say, no matter what they looking at, what they looking for, does not even matter. You be who you are. Trust God and just leave it alone. People gonna talk about you. Let me just tell you, yo. People gonna talk about you regardless. Like, when you doing something right, they gonna talk good about you. When you doing something bad, they gonna talk good about you. When you doing something right, they gonna talk bad about you. It does not matter what goes on. Let me tell you something about people. When you doing something right, they're going to talk about you. When you doing something bad, they're going to talk about you. It's going to be the same result. It doesn't even matter. So don't waste your time trying to please people. People cannot be pleased. They can't be satisfied. It doesn't matter. They'll love you one day and hate you the next. Doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter how much money you got, what your reputation is. People are going to love you or hate you just the same. It is what it is. So you got to learn how to be yourself. Find out who you are. Get your own identity, especially as a PK. And if you love God, don't be ashamed to love God anywhere else. Don't be one of those people who are crying in church, worshiping the Lord, hands lifted, but when you somewhere else, you acting a fool. Don't be that guy. Don't be that girl. Don't be that person. Look, it doesn't matter. And that's one of the hardest things to learn. Growing up when I was young, it was so hard to figure out who I really was. Like, am I this person who loves Jesus and goes to church 16 times a week? Or am I just like the homies? And do I want to go chill and hang? And do I want to be in the circles? Like, who am I really? So find your identity. Know that God is a huge part of your life, and that's just the way it is. But you got to get to a place as a PK to where God is real for you. You can't just survive off the relationship of your mother or your father's preaching or teaching. You can't survive off of their relationship. You have to develop your own relationship. And even if you grew up in church all your life, it does not even matter. It has to be real for you. You have to make it real for you. You have to read the Bible yourself. You have to pray yourself. Like, you can't just survive off of them. You have to make this thing real for you. And once you find that out, then you'll discover, okay, cool. All this teaching and all these things that I've learned over the years actually makes sense. So the pressure is tough, but don't let the pressure kill you. And don't let the pressure make you look like a fool, because you one way here, one way there, one way here, one way. Be one way everywhere you go. Whatever you do, be that same person. Like we say, like, keep that same energy no matter where you go or what you do. Keep that same energy. Don't let nobody divert you or take you off course or make you feel embarrassed about who you are. If you love Jesus and you like to go to the altar and get prayed for and whatever, that's you. Don't let nobody make you feel bad because that's your truth. If that's your truth, that's your truth. Like, if you like to shout and run, then that's your truth. Don't let anybody make you feel bad. If you like to be active in your church and your community because you're a PK, live your truth. Be who you are. It ain't gotta be, and I hate when people be like, it's cool to do this. People don't even say the word cool no more. Like, Like it is what it is. Like be yourself. Find out who you are. Like make yourself real. Like this relationship that you have with God, make sure it's real. Another thing I'll say, and this is kind of off a whim, but like I remember, this is a personal story for me, but I remember back in junior high, like I was on what's called the patio at Vicksburg Junior High, and we used to have, like, it wasn't recess, of course, but we used to have these little breaks where we could be on the patio sometime during lunch. And so during lunch there'd be a whole bunch of kids on the patio. Everybody be on the patio chilling, whatever, everybody had their own little circles and whatnot, whatever. So I'm just chilling on the patio, and so I'm yelling across the patio because I see one of the homies over there, and I'm yelling, and I'm cussing real loud, across the patio. And then he walks across the patio to me. He like, boy, what you doing over here doing all this cussing? Boy, you know your mama a preacher. You know your mama a preacher. And I was like, so, like, and I felt embarrassed. It's like, so, like, it don't mean that means I can't cuss. It's like, so I'm not supposed to cuss, like, so I don't understand. And then there was another time in junior high where a guy who sat next to me in art, he was telling me something, and so he had said something, and then I started cussing about something that wouldn't open, and he was like, man, ain't your mama a preacher? Man, you a church boy. Like, and then the girl next to him started singing, church boy, church boy, church. I could call their names because I don't know, they may not remember, but I ain't finna name drop. But they cool, they all, everybody cool. But anyway, so it was that kind of stuff that I went through. Those just a couple examples, but like it was like at the time it was so embarrassing because it was like, it's like, what do you say when somebody makes fun of you because you go to church and your mother or your father's a pastor or a preacher? It's like, what can I say? Like, I mean, because you want to defend yourself. You want to be like, I'm not like them. I'm different. I am not like them. But that's the thing, yo. You got to get to a place to where it's like, it's not even embarrassing no more. And it ain't not even on some kid stuff, on some adult stuff. Grown people will make you feel ridiculous just because you're a PK. Like, this real talk, like, for real. I'm just telling it like it is. Like, just because you a PK, they like, oh, you one of them. Like, and it's like, oh, like, am I a disease? Like, what? So all I'm saying is that being a PK is not a terrible thing, and it's actually a wonderful thing. Your foundation is gonna be strong, and the things you'll know will be amazing and incredible if you're reading the Word. Like, I've dealt with and diffused a lot of situations in my life just by using the Bible. And let me just be honest, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. Like, this is my podcast. Like, I can be real. Like, I'm not scared to fight, and people in my family who are closest to me know that about me. That I am the gentle giant. Like, I don't pick fights with anybody. I'm not the one to like go back and forth and toe to toe with you. But I'm the kind of guy who's like, look, if we're not gonna fight, let's just be quiet. Like, I'm gonna offer the disclaimer, and what you do from there is up to you. But I don't have a problem busting anybody in their mouth. I mean, it is what it is. It's like, that's just a protector in me. But am I violent? Absolutely not. Do I fight people? Nah. That's just a protector in me. So it is what it is. Like, I will, if I need to. If I need to bust you in the mouth, I will bust you in the mouth. So anyway, but that's just a protector in me. Hey, it is what it is. Like, just wanted to keep it a buck with you. Keeping it a buck. PK pressure is real. Your parents or whoever is the preacher or pastor in your home is 9 times out of 10 not going to realize they're putting pressure on you. And it's up to you to have an outlet, a place where you can release, because this is your life. You have to accept it and you have to understand it. And a lot of times it's your life for a reason, because God wants to do something with you. Now, whether or not you want to run and be rebellious, that's up to you. But everything comes full circle. So you can only run for so long. And I am a witness to that. You can only run for so long. So, I mean, it is what it is. Like, this is life. This is how it goes. Like, so, but anyway, also another really big takeaway for you to know, like, another thing to know is that you don't want to get into the business of people pleasing. Don't try to please people. Please God. When you make God happy, God will make whoever your pastor or your preacher in your home happy. So another one of the biggest takeaways from this is that don't get into the people. Another big takeaway here is that you don't ever want to get into the people pleasing business. Know and realize that when you please God, everybody else around you will be handled. Period. Don't worry about it. Please God, everything else will fall in line. Everything else will work out like it should. He is the most important factor here for you to understand. Keep God happy. So whatever God wants for your life, whatever he's called you to do, whatever he's called you to be, whatever gifts and talents he's given you, exercise those things and do what you're supposed to do. And everybody else will be satisfied. And there's so much to talk about when it comes to PK life and growing up like as a PK, but I cannot get into it today. But I want you to stay tuned, because we're going to expound on this thing. And I will be bringing PKs on this podcast so that you can hear some stories, because there are a lot of things that have gone on in a lot of PKs' lives that have changed them for the better and also changed them for the worse. So it's a matter of what you going to do. So PK diploma. Anyway, so it's my mom who is the preacher / pastor. So that's where I get my PK diploma from. It's real, y'all. It's real. It's real. It's real. Okay, I think we done. Okay, so I think we done for real now. Like, are we done? We done. Okay. I am Maestro. This is the PK Delight. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'll see y'all next time. Like, click, subscribe, share to Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Well, you can't share to YouTube. Share to Instagram. I said Instagram. Share to Twitter. I didn't say Twitter. Hi, I got you. Share, like, click, subscribe, share. This is PK Delight.
Welcome to the PK Delight.